This little 4-gram scoop will say, hey homie, I took the drink, GGH is on. Hey homie, I'm freaking flying, I'm freaking on. Alright, here we go. I took the drink, GGH is on. Hey homie, I'm freaking flying, I'm freaking on one. The head buzz, I'm freaking flying, homie. Higher than giraffe vagina, on one, man. What up? It's Garage Gym Homie, and today I'm just doing a quick talk, man. I wanted to give my thoughts on anabolic steroids. Is it worth it? Before we get into this here, please click the subscribe button. I got content coming out all the dang time for you, man. So click subscribe, and let's get into this. God bless all of you homies. I hope you're feeling amazing, man. Living from the heart and staying out of your head. God is good, man. So, some stuff comes up. Sometimes I post some videos of me talking about, I post like YouTube shorts and stuff. I'm talking about addiction recovery, spirituality, this. And sometimes I get some people who make negative comments, and they'll be like, oh, you just traded one needle for the other. And they're just trolling, or they hate themselves or whatever. It's besides the point. I don't care about the comments. It reminded me that it's a good idea to maybe make a video about my thoughts on steroids and what my opinion is on anabolic steroids. I do understand that I'm on a steroid, testosterone cypionate. I've been on it over 9 years. When I got sober, just to recap, I destroyed, through years and years of drug use, destroyed my body, my hormones, and I tried for at least a year and a half after getting sober to bring my testosterone up naturally from when I got tested and found out I had low T, and it wasn't budging, and I went on testosterone cypionate. I've been on it for quite a while, and even that I have conflicting feelings about. I could talk to you about that. So I made the point of my channel from the start was to be transparent, honest, and open about my past, about my present, and let you guys know, I know in my heart I have nothing to hide. And so I hope this content can bring value to people. And, in the bodybuilding world, there's a lot of people who are on anabolic steroids. And just to give my opinion and my thoughts and, where I stand with that, I always got to bring everything back to a spiritual perspective. And I'm sure that doesn't surprise you for those who know, who follow the channel. It's like I can't just, there's no area in my life where I could just leave God out of it. It doesn't work like that. It's like, if I'm like talking ugly about somebody, or I'm in fear or whatever, I'm in my head, or I'm doing something I'm not supposed to be doing, sometimes I'll catch myself and I'll be like, where's God been in all this? It's just been me leading myself. So I always, for a treated addict and alcoholic, man, God is everything or nothing, and God's always first. So just to put it out there, man, like, right off the bat, just to tell you, anything illegal, I'm out the door, man. I number one, just to blatantly, unapologetically state it, anything illegal, I'm out. I don't believe in it, and so there's a complicated mix of feelings I have. So it's like on one hand, I'm like, anything illegal is out the door for me. Now, I know I have an ego. We all have an ego. So I don't want to be judgmental of other people and be like, oh, just because it's out the door for me, I don't want to judge this man unfavorably if he wants to do steroids or whatever. So there's that part of me that wants to keep the ego in check. It's like, oh, I'm a vegan, so I think everyone else should be vegan. I'm not a vegan, but I'm just giving an example. Or like, oh, because I stopped watching porn, I think everyone should stop watching porn. But I got to be true to myself, man. Yeah, because I stopped watching porn, I think everybody should stop watching porn. I think porn is toxic. I think doing illegal things is toxic. So there's, just from a spiritual perspective right there, there's no way I could stay sober doing illegal things. It's not the contract that I made with God. I made a contract that I wasn't going to live the way. I made amends to my family for the way I used to act and this and that. Like, I won't even watch a movie that's like when I first got in sobriety, I used to watch movies from this website or that website. It was, download torrents or whatever the heck it was. That was when I first got sober. The closer I got to God, the higher standard I had for living in this world, in this physical world. It got to a point where I being true to myself, man, nothing's more important than my relationship with God. Not muscle, nothing, man. My peace has got to be number one. Muscle will never come before my peace. And if it does, then I'm an untreated addict or alcoholic. So I said, I'm not going to watch bootleg movies anymore. I'd rather pay the money. I'm not that hard up. I'd rather pay the few bucks to watch the movie I want. I don't even think Hollywood's all that great, but if I'm watching a movie, I'd rather pay the money, man. Like, that's me. So, because then my soul's intact. I'm not doing something illegal. I don't get to have the mentality of, oh, screw Hollywood. Like, I'm not going to pay them for that. I deserve it or something, Like, that's not how honesty works, man. I don't get to pick and choose when it's okay to be honest based on who I think deserves it. So anabolic steroids, man, is from a perspective of myself, it's my video, homie, so it's going to be this perspective. From a treated addict, alcoholic, and a spiritual person, right off the bat, man, anything illegal to me is just, it's an absolute no-no, definite no-no. And there's no way around that, homie. I couldn't be the person I am today and stand before you and make the content I do by cutting corners or doing things that I justify as being illegal in my life, And, there's always going to be people, dude, like when I tell people I'm on TRT, they're going to say, like the other day, some guy commented on my video and he's like, oh, you traded one needle for the other, some smart aleck comment. I was like, maybe you shouldn't judge me unfavorably. I sent him a video of my TRT journey, and my attempt was to try and be helpful, A, so he can understand, and B, so maybe he doesn't judge people unfavorably in the future, and he gives them a chance to open a dialogue. I'm not against that. And he responded like, oh, nice try. I've been working out for too long for you to trick me. I know it's not just TRT. So the point is, man, you're never going to please everybody. I'm never going to please. I can make these videos. I could talk till my freaking face is blue. There's going to be people who don't believe what I'm saying. And that's fine, dude. To me, I can only take it as a compliment because I know how dialed in I am, They don't realize that a little bit of testosterone goes a long way. And how much, that could really do for your physique, if you live the way I do. Anyway, so that's besides the point. Doesn't matter. The point is this, man. So just to get out of the way, anything illegal, absolutely not. I don't believe in it. For me, and really for other people, dude, like, it is a tricky thing because bodybuilding is a sport, and just like a lot of sports where you kind of know that everyone's on an even playing field. So it's not like I have this firm opinion that nobody should do steroids. I get, that's not my opinion, It's just, for me, man, like from a spiritual perspective, I'm not trying to get too far away from what I'm trying to do, man. And I'm trying to be a light to the world, fulfill a certain purpose that I know I have in my heart, and stay true to myself and be close to God. That's why I don't compete in bodybuilding. That's why I haven't competed. Maybe one day I'm doing a show and, I'm feeling great. Maybe I want to go take it to the next level. And then what, man? I'm getting so far into myself that I'm getting away from my heart, man. I don't want to be a competitor because I already have to watch for too much self. You know, a lot of the stuff that I do, it is about me, GGH, the ego of this and that. I don't want to be too into myself, man. And what is anabolic steroids and all that? It's all about self, man. I'm not taking, no, you're not taking steroids to help other people. It's about self, so. And then, like, I've been on testosterone for over 9 years. So, like, as far as TRT goes, man, like, what are my thoughts on people doing that? Well, number one, we all know, man, that real TRT is for those who need it. And I always tell my viewers, they're like, oh, I'm thinking of dropping, starting TRT. That's not illegal. You can go to a clinic. You can legally get testosterone. Anybody can. At the end of the day, we answer to God, man. We have to follow our hearts. We have to do what's right for us. And I know my motives, man. Building muscle was the last thing in mind when I hopped on testosterone. I got on TRT because I was walking around feeling like a zombie, doing rubber jerks just to prove that I could still, bust a nut. Because I had no sex drive, man. I was walking around like going through the motions of life after I got sober. And I know my motives. I always tell my viewers who tell me they're thinking about hopping on testosterone, pharmaceuticals should always be a last resort. I am not Mr. Pharmaceutical. Same thing with people tell I take Cialis to get a pump and all that. I'm against that, man. I'm against that. A pump ain't that important to me, man, that I'm going to do something, take pharmaceuticals for, So my opinion is my opinion, man, unapologetically. If you're somebody in bodybuilding and you take steroids and your one motive is to build muscle, so be it. That's you. We all have a relationship with God, man, and we all hear from our heart what's okay for us. I know a whole group of people, man. They're like the head guy he's like a recovered addict, alcoholic, but it's like he's talks all about steroids all the time, and I'm thinking like you sound untreated, promoting that kind of stuff. For me, like I'm very much against taking a healthy functioning body and doing something that can harm it. If you're not suffering from low T, if your hormones are fine and you just want to get into bodybuilding, I'm not really into that, man. That's not really my thing. Taking a absolutely healthy human being and damaging your hormone system and shutting it off. And it's the same as like, I think of like heroin, man. Like my brain was healthy, man, and I just kept feeding it drugs, and then it relied on the drugs. It didn't function without them. It's the same with steroids, man. When you shut your hormones off, you take a completely healthy, functioning person. A lot of these kids are really young. Dude, it's a very short-sighted decision that affects the rest of your life, man. So I'm just firmly against that, man. I don't really have strong opinions about bodybuilding competing on a professional level. I guess you do what you got to do, and you're on an even playing field, and that's what they're doing for a living, and this and that. That's not me. I can only come from the life I know, and at the end of the day, man, it all comes down to God. So people can judge me, for being on testosterone, and I judge myself enough for it. At the end of the day, 9 years later, now that I've been exposed to the horrors of the pharmaceutical industry and stuff, I question it a lot, man. Like, is this, maybe I should get off this. Like, God does amazing things, getting my body back working again and stuff. I'm ready, man. Like if I hear God tell me that it's time to get off test, dude, I'm ready to. I'll lose the muscle, man. Like I'm sure it'll affect me. I'm not gonna probably look the exact same if I got off testosterone. I don't know. I'd imagine there would be the, whatever the difference is from people who are on it to people who get off. I can't confidently say till it happened, but I know when it's my time, it's my time. And I'll be just fine, man. God will carry me through like he has everything else in my life. So that's my opinion, dude, on testosterone and anabolic steroids. Number one, if it's illegal, it's definitely out the window for me. I can't do illegal things, man, and think my relationship with God is going to be intact and my sobriety is intact and all that stuff. It doesn't work like that for me, man. I'd be risking my life, man. I do this illegal thing. Why not this illegal thing? This illegal thing. I got to watch for that, man. I got no business doing anything that's not by the books. And as far as being on testosterone, it comes down to your motives, man. If your motives are that this is your last resort and you've done everything to get your testosterone naturally into normal range and it's not working, then it's a time for a conversation between you and God, or you and your sponsor, or you and your doctor. I don't know, man. At the end of the day, man, it's all between us and God. It's no different. Steroids, testosterone, everything else comes down to my relationship with God. That's who I answer to at the end of the day. Not some clown on YouTube who comments traded one needle for the other, some negative, person who hates themselves. That's not who I answer to. I'll engage in a dialogue, to try and be helpful. But at the end of the day, dude, like, I got to keep my relationship with God intact so you guys understand, where I'm coming from. There's no area in the world, man, where God is left out of it. It just doesn't work like that, homie. Not in my life, And I know God is a lot bigger than my life. So if it's not in my life, I don't think it's in anyone's life. So that's what I got, man. Hit the comment below what you think. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Whatever it is, man, I'm open to the feedback. God bless all of you. Together, let's get this dang muscle. I'm out.